Saints Row.
Hey guys.
Hi.
3.
The third.
I fucked it up.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
it's when they were coming up with it, they said it's like, oh no, we can't call it 3 because it needs to sound like some bastard's rich kid child.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they were talking about when they were coming up with the name.
Okay, all right, sure. Oh man. Hi, we're Volition, and we're streaming all week this week, Monday through Friday, celebrating the 10th anniversary of Saints Row. Today, being Wednesday, means we are on Saints Row the 3rd. And before we go any farther, right below Twitch stream is a link to our survey. And each day we're streaming, if you fill out that survey, you have a chance to win something each day. Today is something I won't be able to fit entirely in frame.
Yeah, you will.
Oh, no, we will, actually. Yeah, we got this. Yeah, just do it landscape. We got this Saints Row the 3rd poster for today. You can enter each day. Got something different every day, generally relevant to whatever game we're showing off, but we're showing off some weird stuff today. Not just normal ass Saints Row the 3rd, so.
Nah, it's all related to Saints Row.
It's all related to Saints Row the 3rd, but it's not Saints Row the 3rd.
Yes. In fact, we'll probably not play very much of the final version of the game you guys are familiar with. We have so much to actually show.
Yeah. So, this was being developed around, well, actually, before we get back to that. Yeah. Hi, I'm Josh Stinson. I'm the StreamZar / associate video producer.
And I'm Alexander Mejia, video producer here.
Rob Gable, associate producer. Though, for this game we're going to be talking about, I was the only QA on it.
The only one?
The only one.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
On Money Shot.
On Money Shot.
Okay, let's just get out of the way. What's happening right now?
Let's get out of the way. So I mentioned, you got to go to HDMI. Let's get out of the way. Yesterday I mentioned there was going to be a canceled game. Right at the end we talked about Money Shot. I've got a bunch of old builds on my PC in my office, and I had like 4 different builds of Money Shot. This is the, I believe, final build made for this game. It's pretty close to being finished, because unlike, there are some other canceled Saints Row games, but this is one that got really close to being finished. And so this was being developed as an Xbox Live Arcade game, so every time I start this, it's always going to remind me of getting to my gamer profile thing.
And this was developed by who again?
This was, it was basically Rainbow Studios, but I think technically at this point Rainbow had shut down officially, and there was a smaller studio in its place, which was THQ Digital Phoenix.
Okay.
Which is, Digital Phoenix is a cool name for a studio, except it was located in Phoenix, so it was just Digital Phoenix.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were the only QA person on this, Rob. Was that just because they didn't ramp up QA yet, or is it just because it's such a smaller title?
Yeah, I think part of it was the size of the title. There may have been, at the digital studio, there may have been some internal QA.
Okay.
And there was a QA facility just above them. So THQ had Rainbow / Digital Phoenix on one floor of a building in Phoenix, and then they had a QA facility just above them.
Right.
So they may have done some supplemental testing there, but I can't remember exactly when that studio or that QA facility was shut down. So I think we did some help. It was right after Red Faction Armageddon had shipped, but before Saints Row the 3rd was done. Mm-hmm. And I was the lead on Red Faction Armageddon. As I wrapped stuff up there, I had some availability, and for 2 to 3 weeks, this was my life. All day, every day.
It's only 2 weeks though, so it was probably a good this is pretty fun.
Yeah, actually.
Because it was just a nice break from having to do the open world stuff at like 10 frames per second all the time.
Yeah. Yes. So if we take a look at this, so Money Shot was going to be a smaller Xbox Live. Was it just Xbox Live? Do you know?
Yeah, Xbox Live Arcade.
Yeah.
We may have been looking at the PlayStation Store as well.
Okay. This was a Guide the Bullet game, so you would play as this assassin who I believe works for Ultor, and you would just be assigned different targets, and you would just fire this bullet and guide it in slow motion around all these obstacles and things.
There's that movie that came out around then. Wanted? Is that what it's called?
Wanted, yeah.
Yes.
Curve the bullet.
Kind of like, yeah.
Curve the bullet.
Curve the bullet.
You can curve the bullet in this game, by the way.
Yeah, that's the whole game. It's
Yeah, it's all about. So there were these levels that had like a bunch of different challenges, and like I can slow it down even more. I don't know if I can reach this bird in time. There's a money bird here.
Money shot.
Okay, got him. You can also speed up the bullet, and this like as long as you're speeding up, this like causes your multiplier to constantly increase. But then there's like special things you can do, like, oh, this guy's getting held up. Knock that fucking gun out of his hand.
Yeah, there's lots of Easter eggs in the levels. So
Yeah.
they're these kind of city levels. I think there's 3 or 4 of them in the game, and this is really built around replay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because there were gonna be like, I think you can actually see it.
They say you missed the blow up doll.
I did.
Yeah, so
I
there
got
you
that
go.
guy.
Yeah, you saved him.
Nice.
Good job.
Yeah, and like
And then you killed her.
again, it just replays endlessly. So yeah, there's like a bunch of different goals here. So yeah, there's gonna be like a lot of replayability in that, and also like I don't know if there's more now. Yeah, so there were gonna be like multiple different types of bullets that all had different stats and all that.
Right.
So,
All right, I have to play one of
Yeah,
these
here,
levels.
do it.
go
I
play
need to
this.
do it. All right, so we'll play the undefined bullet here.
Uh huh.
I don't know why the
Stability.
stats aren't changing. I wonder if this is kind of the final build, because I remember them being listed with lock symbols, and you would see the stats change.
Okay.
Okay.
They definitely do change. The undefined
do.
bullet's a little weird. If you play, you have to hit start.
I know, but it's so I get to look at the goals.
Okay.
And then why is it making me play it again?
Oh, that's because
it-
you picked the same level.
Yeah.
You were just selecting the bullet you wanted to fire from your gun.
All right, so what are the controls here?
You use left stick to hit A to shoot, left stick to guide it, left trigger slows everything down, and right trigger speeds everything up.
Max speed.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, I can't turn when I'm at max speed.
Yeah, when you're at max speed, it's a lot harder to turn and stuff.
It's hard to turn even at slow speed.
Yeah.
At normal speed.
Well, that's because of the bullet you picked, I think.
Oh, geez, this bullet is...
Oh, you missed those pigeons.
I can't.
Yeah.
This is as fast as I can turn normal speed.
Oh,
if I
really?
slow, I lose my multiplier. I ain't losing that.
There's also a goal
Okay, here comes the blow up doll. Or no, can you go through? You can go through that taxi, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
can,
can.
but it's
Yeah.
like pro strats. This is my first time playing this game. Literally first time playing this. Okay. I missed everything. That's so bad.
But you're gonna take out your target, right? Don't miss her. Oh!
No!
So close.
All right, fuck it. I'm playing the next level.
Yeah.
Okay. Pillars of Ultor.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Okay. So
Use that,
turning.
yeah.
Yeah. This has 3 in the turning. That's what I need right there.
Yeah. So, if you're interested more in the everything about this game, we've actually today also released the game design document for this game.
Hell yeah.
I believe
Nice.
Mike, our community developer, who is moderating the chat, being a cool dude, Mike Watson, he put a link to the design document below the Twitch stream, same where the survey link is to win the poster today.
That's great. Yeah.
Okay. This bullet's a little floaty, but it's
So-
way easier to control.
Yeah, in between each of the main levels, there were these training levels, which had all kinds of unique environment challenges, and
Damn it.
and they're a lot of fun to use. The main levels used assets that we provided from Saints Row the Third when it was in
Right.
development, and you can probably see that from the style. And then these training levels in between were built. And I saw somebody in the chat mention this. We did develop some DLC customization items based on this game. They were supposed to be a tie-in together, and those did get released. So I think it was called the Altor Pack.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
that. That was a pre-order incentive.
Yeah, so
it?
you get her outfit and everything.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember how we had made the content, and it was supposed to be packaged with this somehow. Oh, man. One of the things
I don't like
learned
this
in
bullet. It's too
game,
floaty.
if I remember correctly, it's a lot of it's about, or it's not about changing directions quickly, but a lot of it's about trying to keep this like swirl, like
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
always swirling, and just
Definitely.
get more precise with it as you go.
I'm getting a different bullet because that one was like you would touch
I think
it.
it came with the guide.
Like-
That's a good point. Yeah, I think it did come with the guide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Also, you can just hit A to skip this whole like bullet loading.
All right, Xavier, I will get good. Jeez,
Get
watch
good.
it. Yeah, why don't you get here, Xavier?
He was gonna be on, but he got sick.
Aw, Not too sick to watch though. Make fun of us.
This was a divisive game internally, I will say that.
Yeah?
And
Wait, why?
I don't want to speak for the developers because despite working on the game for a few weeks, I didn't have much contact with them, just kind of reporting the serious bugs as we got closer to a submission deadline.
Right.
But as far as the Saints Row team here, out of the people who got to look at it, some really enjoyed it quite a bit. And despite playing it all day, every day for a few weeks, I liked this game. I thought it was a cool concept, and I thought they executed pretty well. There are other people who feel very, very differently. They feel like it's unfinished, it's non-enjoyable.
Right.
It's kind of a half-cocked idea. So it's weird. You don't get anybody who's just like, yeah, that was all right. Either you kind of really enjoy it or really dislike
This
it.
game is pretty fun.
These
keep watching it until.
these you just have to hit the button. Yeah, there you go.
All right, do you want to do trench warfare?
Oh God. Okay.
See how good you are at this.
So there's these
Yeah, beginner class is
Sure.
good.
the VR missions. These ones specifically, not the ones that take place in the city, remind me a lot of this Flash game I used to play all the time in like 8th grade. That was God, I can't remember the name of it. I'm sure a bunch of people played it because it was like one of the big ones that was like everywhere. That like it was like a first-person thing, but yeah, you were just going really fast down these tunnels with like these spinning things. You had to like go into the cutouts so you didn't smash into them. Like those rotating, orange walls you have to go through and shit in here. That's basically what that game was.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean you weren't guiding a bullet, and there was like no objectives to hit anything. It was just like go through the holes. Don't hit the walls.
You obviously played this a lot more than I did.
I did play it a lot, but wow, was that a long time ago?
You gotta get that timer. They're saying that somehow. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
can
See,
get
that's
up.
not that.
Yeah.
It's not that easy, huh? Is it? Ah.
I'm gonna do the retry. Yeah, I missed a couple questions on there. Yeah, okay, so somebody was saying this would make a great activity. I agree, and I think some people internally agreed as well, and we're kind of thinking, like, is there a way we could execute on this? Obviously, Saints Row 4 went in a somewhat different direction, being focused on the superpowers.
Right.
So it wasn't necessarily a fit for that, but this as an activity would be really cool, and people did talk about that.
I mean, it's a really simple and yet fun game.
Yeah.
I mean, now that I'm looking at it, whoa. Okay. Yeah. Jeez. You know all the pro strats. What I'm thinking about now is when this was available. I mean, smartphone games were not really a big deal. But
Right.
now that you've got something with an accelerometer and that everybody can play, I mean,
Yeah.
to me, this seems like a better fit for it now.
For a phone, like a phone game.
Yeah, something that you can twist and
Dude,
turn
yeah,
it
I'll
just
play the
to
next one.
have analog control.
Yeah, so this was kind of in the heyday when there was a peak of a lot of publishers pushing for arcade games to come out to supplement, and I think it shifted to mobile.
Yeah,
where
well, I
they
think at the
supplement
time
experience.
though, like the arcade games were doing well. Like publishers realized,
Exactly,
like
yeah.
if you had like a small tie-in to an arcade game. So like we had one for Red Faction. Do you remember
did,
that?
yeah.
And we
I do.
shipped that.
Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
Red Faction Battlegrounds.
And it was like
Car
a twin
combat
stick
game.
twin stick car combat game. And then like it did not do
Oh,
so well.
shit.
No. Oh,
And THQ
man, look
stopped.
at this.
I'm trying to just
Look
like
at this.
not go slow. I'm trying to go fast.
You're
the
trying to
entire
S
time.
tier it.
I'm trying to get the S rank.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
can't
shit.
see anything. How can you see anything?
Yeah,
Oh my
Look
god.
at that.
I did it.
Look at
I
that.
held down the
geez,
right trigger the whole
all right,
time.
Yeah, just do it.
Blam. 15x my multiplier, at least. All right, so there's one big. We're playing, so you could like playing this straight through takes about 45 minutes, and
But if you're Josh,
3 minutes. Get ready for my speed run. So there are a couple more missions that take place in the city, and there's one I really want to get to because some people
I know
will.
why.
Some people in chat already know, but if you don't,
Yeah.
oh shit,
Whoa,
this one
God.
turns real weird. It's real twitchy.
that's a spicy tamale.
Yeah, there's one mission I'm sure a lot of people enjoy seeing.
So yeah,
Oh, fuck!
I don't know if that had an influence. There's there's some different stories as to why this never eventually came out. As you guys can see here, this
was it THQ's decision?
Well,
or Volition's decision, or a combination of it?
I think there was some pressure internally saying that it doesn't really align with what we're trying to do with Saints Row. Like, we know we put Saints Row on it. Wow. Nice.
Thank you.
Nice move.
Whoop.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Okay, got it.
Nice.
S rank.
Yeah.
He's fine.
Yeah, somebody talked about the Saints Row humor. It's not evident in these trial levels. It's a little more evident when you're getting blow up dolls.
Yeah,
and
the
stuff.
open levels.
Yeah, and there's people like fighting each other and shit, or like getting held up. So this is the mission I was speaking of. Unless this takes us to another VR mission and it's just labeled improperly, but
apparently the Astaroth. Yeah.
So this is the mission where you get to kill Dex.
This is the infamous, yeah.
You get to kill Dex in this game.
You get to finally kill Dex, but it's not canon because we never released it.
Right.
So yeah, we were gonna have a game where you were going to be able to kill Dex.
Yep.
And then I don't think that was the reason why it was canceled. There's like if we didn't want to kill Dex, we would have been like, no, it's just not going to be in the game. Period.
I think there were a couple factors at play. So like I said, I think internally there were some people that didn't think this really fit the right strategy for where we were going with Saints Row. And had some quality concerns, especially with some of these levels. They're using SR3 assets,
right?
But we kind of wanted more polished passes done. And then
Saints Row 3 also was like our first game that was like
this new style,
the new good Graphic-a-Tears club.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
right.
We were really concerned about like, okay, everything from now on has to have these really awesome graphics.
Yeah. Yes. The other thing was that Red Faction Battlegrounds came out,
Whoa,
and I think
you can bounce off walls, by the way.
Oh, God.
Oh,
but you can't bounce off those walls.
Yeah, you can't recover very well.
So Battlegrounds had launched, and
Battlegrounds came out, and I don't think it did very well.
Yeah,
at
the
all.
sales were really poor.
Yeah,
on Battlegrounds.
so I think that may have factored in. I can't say for sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if that factored in. And then I think that the market for the arcade games, like I said, it had peaked. And I believe it was starting to trend down.
Yeah.
So
I think that was a flash in the pan. Honestly, it was probably just that a couple really good arcade games came out, like Castle Crashers, that were like doing some awesome units.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe this isn't the greatest bullet for this level.
and it wasn't necessarily the fact that like, oh, if you have an arcade game, you'll make money. It was like, oh, if you have a good game, you'll make money, right?
Yeah. Right.
Oh.
And we so the digital studios, there's one in Phoenix and there's one in.
Okay.
You're killing me here. You're killing me here, Chip.
Sorry.
This is a thrill ride. Oh.
Yeah, they talk about Braid as well. Braid was like a big seller.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, Alex, you want to do this now?
Oh, this level looks hard.
I'm fucking it up, and I'm
if I do the newbie bullet, maybe, because that's the only one that like.
I've seen some people mention it. You know, there were times when I just personally thought, if you were concerned about the ties to Saints Row, like, pull them out and put this out on Steam or something for $5 to $10. I think people would buy it and enjoy it. It's got a lot of replay value. It's got 8 levels or something total. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, but I mean,
but there's a lot of replay.
Here's the thing: it's like it's tied up in like who owns this, the development, all that stuff.
Of course now.
Like, and then it's like, okay, now you need to make it a PC version. It's running on an Xbox 360.
Yeah.
It's like completely different. All right, hopefully this bullet isn't garbage.
You can't just push a button and it would.
Oh my goodness, how you're supposed to turn with this?
Good luck.
No, it doesn't even have a slowdown. It didn't even slow down when it hit the
didn't slow down?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right,
I wonder if that's one of the stats.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Yeah, although
they all say beginner class. Tipsy. It's not Friday night. Were you doing the privateer?
No, I was using the Astaroth.
It looks good stat wise, but
yeah.
But it's a tricky bullet.
Yeah, some people in chat are saying that they're interested by this. I think conceptually it was pretty strong. This game won't come out.
No, I mean, when a game is canceled, that means it's not happening.
Yeah.
Ever probably. So yeah,
Oh gosh, this bullet flies even slower. Okay.
And
okay, good. I got
people are
that.
starting to talk about some of those other games. I can reference or hint at them, right? Without going too in depth.
Yeah.
Some
Other games?
projects.
Wait, what
well, we
other
had
games?
we had other offshoot.
I know nothing
projects,
about
right?
other games.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, there were a couple other canceled things. I have most of the materials on them, but a lot of them were just like ideas that didn't really go too far.
Yeah, nothing is this far.
Yeah.
Am I the
definitely.
first person? Am I gonna be the first person in the world to kill Dex? Like live on stream?
Live on stream,
Ooh.
yes.
Okay.
If you get to them.
Yeah, and
Like-
we'll see.
Volition kill Dex.
not going
I'm
through
fucking.
it.
Watch out,
I'm
those
doing
dudes are
it.
hitting
Fuck
each
it.
other.
I'm doing
Yeah,
it.
do it.
Oh, that ain't him.
Who?
Oh, what's in the window?
So yeah,
Oh, that looked
there's some
legit.
weird hitboxes in this
There are,
level.
for sure,
where it feels like you should be able to go through.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that again. All right, let's see. Just go
There's,
really fast through all this.
So THQ actually released a couple other
I can't even see.
digital games. They did the Red Faction Battlegrounds,
Yes.
Yep.
and then they also did a Space Marine game. I'm trying to remember the name. It was a Warhammer one, and you could do co-op.
Okay.
It was like an isometric, it was kind of like a twin stick shooter too, and you go through levels and you get upgrades and stuff. That one was a lot of fun. I can't remember the name of it. I don't know if Mike, do you know the name of that one? That was done by the Digital Studios UK, if I remember correctly. So THQ dabbled. Oh.
This
Kill team.
You gotta be
Kill team, thank
quick.
you, yeah.
Oh man.
Or maybe you
Yeah.
just feather it just slightly. I'm slamming the stick like a mongoloid.
Yeah, like what Mike is just saying in the chat right now. Yeah, this game was supposed to be a tie into Saints Row 3 where you could unlock items by playing this.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like we were going all out with the transmedia stuff.
Yeah.
Danny Bilson was really big on having tie-ins for everything. They were going really big for this game on Saints Row 3, and
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Saints Row 3 was the main thing, but there were other
you know
things.
what part of it is you know.
I try to like
go through
feather,
the hole
yeah,
there
yeah.
between
It's
the
so
arms
hard to
anymore.
thread the needle.
Part of it is it takes a long time to make games. It takes a long time to make open world games.
Definitely.
And we're
Okay,
fortunate
go
enough
on,
to
say
have
do that.
a really cool community that's really invested in Saints Row and the Saints Row universe. And we definitely looked for opportunities to release continued Saints Row experiences in between, so people could kind of enjoy that while we're spending time, the 3 years it takes to make a full open world game.
3 years, haha. You know how long they take now?
Right, yeah. I know, they just get bigger and bigger.
That's the thing. I think we all, when the next gen console, call them next gen, but when the Xbox One and PS4 were coming out, we were just like, holy shit, like, okay, get ready for 5-year game development cycles.
Hold on. If we beat this level on this attempt, I still want to go back because I swear to God that those dudes, like the guy slamming the dude on the car, I swear to God the guy getting his face slammed in the car was Pierce. It looked like
Oh, really?
Pierce.
What?
I missed that.
Yeah, here. Well,
Here,
I'll turn.
Come on, S rank this.
Because I just saw the white. I thought I saw like his outfit specifically, but maybe I'm mistaken. Oh. Just skip it on the thing here.
I forgot that the bullet can bounce on the walls here.
Oh.
Yeah, good job.
Whoa!
Jeez. Does that Pierce? No. Wait, you mean this car up here?
This one right here. I might have
Can
been
you
mistaken
slow
'cause I
down?
only saw it for a second. No, it's not.
It's just
I just saw it for a brief second. I mistook
I think
her.
that
Thought
might
it
be
was
an
the
old
hat.
lady.
I mistook her hair for Pierce's hat. Yeah. All right.
This is tough to go through here. There should be a ton of bonus points for doing this.
Oh yeah, totally. I think they were supposed to be because when you break the other panes of glass, you get destruction point bonuses.
Okay. It's not even worth going through that thing. Just there's guys with dildo bats swinging at each other.
Oh god, what a second if I hit the dildo with the bullet.
Yeah, you have to go through that.
You have to
window.
go through this window.
You can't go through the other side windows.
Nice.
And then hey, he's partying.
It's about to happen.
What's up, Dex?
about to happen. Bam!
Good
All
job.
right, yes.
There we go. Dex is dead.
Is that the final level in this?
I believe there's I believe this was supposed to be like the final level for the game, but I think the design doc actually says the order of the missions.
Yeah.
There's still more stuff to play after this one.
I thought there was another street level.
Yeah.
I seem to remember another street level, so this might just not be in the right order.
Yeah, so...
All right, fly through the test levels.
Yeah. Here, I'll go back to the Astaroth. It's pretty good for these ones, at least, when there's not a bunch of terrifying city shit to get in the way. Go fast.
We have a lot of Total Control fans in the chat.
That was the Facebook game, right?
That was the Facebook game.
So that also was part of Danny Bilson's big plan for Transmedia Saints Row. Oh my god! Oh my god! What are you doing? I can't even see shit. How does anybody supposed to play with that VFX behind the bullet? Oh shit!
Whoa! Oh man, look at this! Oh.
Okay.
Young Padawan says that didn't even look like Dex, so in my head that wasn't Dex, and Dex lives on. Oh man, how much did you play this?
I mean, you saw me playing it for a little bit.
I mean, what's a little bit? How many hours? Like 10?
Like 3, maybe?
Man.
I played this for as much as you see me play this on stream.
Oh, whoops.
That's one of the things I loved in this game, when you try to beat every level with the speed held down all the way.
Yeah.
It's really hard, but man, is it satisfying.
It's really sad. Like, I don't want to let up, because it's just like, fuck, I want to do it. I want to prove to myself I can do this.
Gotta go fast.
Shit.
Gotta go fast.
It's like, this bullet's kind of twitchy, but you have to have it be twitchy to do this fast.
You need it.
Oh, fuck. No. All right, you want to try some?
Yeah, give it a shot. Give it a shot. So yeah, Saints Row money shot.
This is money shot.
So how much? I need to ask the chat out there. How much did people know about this game? I know they said there was like a leaked build of it, but was it this build, or do we know?
I don't know which build it was. So I think the way the leak happened is Xbox has what's called PartnerNet, and it's a development side Xbox Live. And the way it used to work is if you had any builds on it, even for testing and they were in early development, whoever was on PartnerNet, regardless of what studio you were at, you could pick up other people's games and play them before they ever came out. And man, when I first started here at the studio, that was the coolest thing. I could play games from all kinds of different people, but obviously there's issues with that.
Yeah, they cracked down on that later.
They did. I think they made it so that titles may show up sometimes, but other stuff would be hidden. And then they eventually, that doesn't exist at all.
All right, so they said...
Some people in the chat were saying, like, yeah, there was some info out in this, like they knew Dex died in it.
Yeah.
So,
but like some other people are saying like they had no idea. But like if you go to the Saints Row wiki, there is some info about it on there.
Yeah, because I mean, I would imagine that a build really close to what we're playing right now was leaked.
I think it was pretty close to this. Yeah.
That's how I get it. When they put new builds up, I download it through PartnerNet, because that's testing the legit delivery of it. That's how we can transfer builds quickly between studios.
Whoa.
Hey, PartnerNet's like Fight Club, dude. I'm not supposed to talk about.
Oh, you ran out of time.
Oh,
I remember this level. This level's fucking hard because you
have to get the.
There's a couple hourglass pickups, and you have to hit all of them to make it to the end.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not possible.
Like I remember, I beat this level in my office a couple weeks ago. And yeah, I had to grab all the timers, and I had to go like fast mode for a lot of the level to make it like just barely in time.
Okay.
It's really rough.
You see it in Hourglass pointed out. I haven't seen it.
It's like right
yet.
up here.
Oh, that was too low.
Yeah. So here's the funny thing. People are asking.
Drive-by.
Yeah, people are asking about the 3DS game. It was announced, but it was never ever developed, as far as I understand.
Mike Watson's saying we're actually trying to get a build of Drive-By from the studio that was working.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
I remember.
Wait, so there was something actually developed for 3DS?
So apparently,
this wasn't Drive-By wasn't.
No, Drive-By
3DS.
wasn't 3DS.
Drive-By was the Crazy Taxi.
Right, that's the Crazy
game.
Taxi style game.
It was. Well, maybe I could describe the one level that existed, and you can figure out why we didn't proceed with it. So you were driving a car around town, and you were given a mission by a judge who had a thing for overweight prostitutes. So what you did was you drove around the city, picking up large women of the night, and you had to collect them all and then deliver them to the courthouse.
Okay.
And we felt that the people making that game didn't quite get the kind of humor that we're going for in Saints Row.
Yeah, get that. Okay, you got it.
Yeah, but then
Every timer gives you 10 more seconds. Okay,
I'll
so
try one more time and hand it off.
was that game just using like the SR3 city?
I think
Like, was it just using
they
assets,
were
or-
doing their own city,
They were
but
doing
I
their
do
own
think they were
city?
using assets.
Okay,
And I believe that was another Xbox arcade game.
gotcha.
If I remember correctly. I did play that level a couple times. We had a producer internally who was working with that development team, and like I said, it just kind of stalled out. They more or less prototyped the concept,
Right.
and then
gotta get back.
we
Yes.
I did it again. Best game I ever heard of. Mr. Saints Godzilla would like to play that game. But yeah, so at Nintendo E3, right?
Yeah, they got out on
announced-
stage.
It was when they were announcing like who was supporting
Look,
3DS.
third parties are supporting 3DS.
Yeah.
Get on here. And that was the first time we at the studio had heard about that game.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of
I
us.
believe so. Yeah, that
Yeah,
sounds right.
everybody was like, "Hey guys, when did we announce the game for 3DS?" And then they were like, "Oh, we didn't know this was going on." But
Was it 3DS or was it Wii?
I'll do
U?
that.
It was 3DS.
Please do, yeah.
It was a 3DS.
Was it 3DS?
Game. Yeah.
Okay. I remember watching that Nintendo press conference, and they were showing the different IPs that were gonna appear on the system, and then they showed Saints Row. and
Everybody
people were
laughed.
It's just a
cheering
logo.
out, and
It
then
was
they're
just a
like-
logo. That's it.
Yeah, they showed the Saints Row logo, and they're like, what the fuck? This doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
Sure enough.
I remember like the
it ended
crowd
up being
reaction
right.
too is like, you know, like, oh, we got this and this, and it was like
Yeah.
Saints Row, like
And I think
for
We're getting
everybody, every
trolled.
other game, it was just like, oh,
Nice.
cool. And then when Saints Row, everyone was like laughing because it's like, yeah, the funny
Yeah.
game is there.
But here's the thing: there was a Grand Theft Auto that came out on 3DS.
That's right, Chinatown Wars, yeah.
Yeah, Chinatown
And that game did pretty well. So I mean, it made sense that we would be like, okay, well,
Yeah.
you know, we're gonna make one because obviously there's people that want open world games on the 3DS.
Yeah, and so if I remember correctly, we got an internal development kit for 3DS. We still have it here, I believe.
No,
And-
there's no 3DS.
I haven't
kit
seen
here.
it.
We would know about it.
I would have
a
fucking
3DS
found that
kit.
thing and thrown it in my office if I had known that.
Okay, yeah, I should
Yeah.
check because I remember it being sitting in the pit.
There
next to
are
where
other
I sat.
development kits that we have
We've
not
never
made
used,
games
yeah.
for, and we have those.
There was
Yeah.
we had a Wii development kit for a while. There was actually a Red Faction game being developed on the Wii called Red
Yes.
Faction Hammer.
Oh,
I
don't
think.
give away all the secrets. Come
Oh,
on, we gotta
are
have something
saving
else to
that?
talk about
Saving
later.
that?
Yeah.
There's not much to talk about there. There's an internal video that got passed around
Fuck.
for a while.
Oh, get the gumball machine! Yes!
Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
All right.
Got a pro over here.
Singapore is asking, didn't 50 Cent want to make a Saints Row movie some years ago?
Oh, Saints Row movie is something that THQ talked about quite
Yeah,
a bit.
I think what happened is 50 Cent said he would like to do something with Saints Row, but it was never anything official.
Ah.
He just like said it out
Yeah, I
loud.
remember different people being tied to it. Again, I don't know how much of this was out there, but it was pursued for a while. There was sometimes interest on THQ's part to pursue it, sometimes an interest from people from the film industry, just wondering if they could run with the IP.
Oh.
Well, that's the thing. Without naming any names,
Yeah.
there are people who were connected to the Hollywood industry and it's like, hey, look, we got this Saints Row thing. What can you do with it? Saints Row 3 had just come off. It was THQ's most successful game.
Yep.
At the time, THQ's highest selling game. THQ's most marketed game, right? Like they were making all these side spin-offs and people were just going crazy about Saints Row 3. It was like Saints Row, Saints Row, Saints Row. And frankly, the way that we personally felt about it in the studio too, Saints Row 3 was like the time that we basically went from being just like a GTA clone to like finally being its own game. You know? Like personally inside the studio, people were like, "Yes, finally! Like this is like
I would
kind
say-
of what we've been wanting to make."
Yeah, I would say that during Saints Row 2 development that a lot of people internally felt like we were separating ourselves in some distinct ways.
Yeah, but
the
it hadn't been
external
communicated.
perception
Yeah, it didn't get
was something we were
communicated
still fighting. It wasn't until the third that really kind of caught up.
Oh, God.
The third is still, well, I guess will always be THQ's best-selling game.
Old THQ, not
we should
THQ
mention
Nordic.
Old
Yeah,
THQ.
yes.
Apologies.
Old THQ.
Yeah.
So
Old
THQ 's
THQ got
Nordic.
rebranded to THQ Nordic
That's right,
after
yeah,
the
just
sale.
recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
So-
happened just like a month ago or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Not even a month, I think.
That's cool, and they said along with that, they said they were going to be pursuing some of the old THQ IPs.
Yeah.
Which is great because I think THQ had some really good IPs.
Yeah, totally.
You know, they had a lot of licensed kids games too that obviously stopped doing well, but those are Darksiders, good games. Obviously, we love the Red Faction games.
Take that.
Good job.
All right.
I remember a lot of our marketing for Saints Row 2 was trying to help people understand, like,
Hey,
we're
not
moving away
GTA
from
4.
GTA clone. You know, we now spray
Yeah.
shit on buildings.
Yeah, that was the big thing. I remember working
Yeah.
on it. Would You Rather, the trailer.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like that was one of our most popular trailers. People still like watch that trailer and comment on it today.
Do they really?
Yeah, people
I
still,
wanna
like-
rewatch it. I remember that one.
Yeah.
What?
So the
Uh-oh, is this a bug?
No, I was leaving because that bullet I picked is really bad.
Really bad. Okay.
Really bad.
and we should be clear too. Like, we do not internally. People do not dislike GTA at all. We're
Yeah,
actually
that's
big
the
GTA
that's the
fans
fun. That's the
ourselves.
funny
We're not
thing.
like,
People like go
us
like
versus them.
Like I remember the first day GTA 4 came out.
yeah.
There was probably like 100 copies of that game in the building.
Oh yeah, yeah. Lots
like
of people wanted to
the
play it personally.
Zero day when it came out.
There was professional interest in it too, of course. You know, because they're
Yeah, totally.
they're the big dog when it comes to these open world games. I mean, GTA 5 sold what, like 40 million copies or something like that.
Something
It's
like
that,
yeah.
ridiculous. And they do some great stuff. But actually, I think one thing that helped us was GTA 4 came out and it moved in a somewhat different direction than San Andreas.
God, it's getting
some
so
of the previous
narrow
ones.
here. Jesus.
Should have the bouncy bullet, then it could have been pew pew.
Oh fuck, that would have been a nightmare.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
that
shit.
happens with any game that you play. Like as you get, you know, more mature with the series, it starts to
Nice.
merge and morph into like something that like it starts to find its path. Like it's like even at first it's like those games are trying to just be like everything to everyone, and then like kind of like narrow down and really find their focus.
Well, we
and
did
really
that with
make
with Saints Row too. We kind of discovered what it became on the fly, right?
Yeah.
Iteration after iteration, and Saints Row 3 is where it felt like a lot of the pieces came together, and it really like stood on its own across the board.
Oh yeah, and it definitely did. Like, not only did we feel that way, but like the people who bought the game felt that way.
Yeah.
And what was funny is when we were marketing 4, it was just like, Deep Silver basically had picked us up at the time, and they're like, "Wow, we're seeing so much positive
God.
reaction."
Well, fuck, could not process what I was seeing for a second there.
And they were just like surprised by that because they said that they had normally had to work a lot harder to get that type of reaction. It's like, look, people know what Saints Row means when they get it, and like they're just really excited for it.
Yeah, and starting with 3 and really carrying on through 4, we didn't have to fight that perception anymore.
Oh,
where
yeah,
it was just
yeah.
we were a GTA clone. But if you go back and look at the marketing for 2, there was a lot of it. I remember while we were working on 2, GTA 4 was announced, and then we saw the release window, and that's one of those things where you're like, whoa, okay,
Yeah,
you guys will come out then. We'll figure out what we're doing.
That was like a moment where we actually kind of went dark for a little bit.
Yeah, just reprocess. And it's not like we were sitting on a game or anything. We were working hard on Saints Row 2, trying to make it
Just
as good
being
as possible
quiet.
right
You just
up to
got your
the end.
heads down and
But yeah,
working hard.
reassessed the marketing. And I remember one of the things we pushed was a complaint about GTA 4 was that you didn't really get your hands on any guns or the action. It had a slow start. The beginning was pretty slow. So then we're like, hey, we give you guns right away and you get to kill whoever you want.
Right. Here we go. Biker Striker.
So this is the last mission.
I think this is the last.
I think this is the last one.
This might be the last one total, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So what happens in the last mission? Who do you kill?
I don't actually
So
remember.
what's funny is in the alpha builds of this game, they actually show you a picture of who you're supposed to kill, and I thought that was really useful because like you're like, is that the target? Because you go when you end up in the final room, sometimes it's just like people all over the place.
Yeah.
Right. The other thing is, I don't recall if there's any delivery of story here at all. Like trying to tell you like why you're assassinating
Right,
this
at
person
least
or
not-
anything.
at least
No,
not in
but
this
you're
build,
Ultor.
On this
Fuck it,
build,
dude.
Yeah, yeah.
if you have to ask, then you're gonna be on the list.
If I remember correctly, like the design document does have a tiny bit of like story stuff. I think it might have just been more like setting stuff rather than like here's story being delivered while you're playing the game or something.
Oh yeah, no.
I think there may have been like some audio lines that were gonna get put in, like your target's Dex, go fuck him up or whatever. You know?
Yeah, right.
Kill that son of a bitch.
It's all the story you need, man. The story is the main game.
Yeah.
Right?
I remember, so if this is one of the latest builds, I remember being told that they were on the verge of submitting this. Like they considered it pretty much done, which again gets back to my comment earlier where there's some quality concerns.
Right.
It seemed like there's just some polish needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think there could be more polish.
If this build was gonna be submitted, I would be like, there needs to be some VFX to get those burrs. There needs to be like, some sounds and stuff that play when you do certain things. Like
there's some love, and since Saints Row was our baby here, we wanted input on anything that was Saints Row related going out there. So we usually almost always had people internally involved in these external projects.
So you're hitting all the, and also like I feel like those markers should like do something. Other than just like pop them up
crash,
on the bottom.
like break like glass.
You need like the mega HUD, like in the middle to let you know, and then like that VFX of the bullet traveling is just like way too much.
I'm trying to find like.
It does, yeah.
Tell me if you see any hourglasses, because like.
Are you
I ran out of time last time. Yeah.
Okay.
I have to like go really fast the whole time, or else I can't get.
There's an hourglass.
There's an hourglass right here. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, what's going on here?
Oh god, they're throwing plates in the air.
All right, that's kind of cool.
15 seconds. You're
Okay,
good.
there's another one.
Yeah,
there's
you're
another
good.
one.
You're
Do
good.
sand in that trash can over there. Yeah, that's the other thing too. These levels feel like there needs to be an adjustment to like how much time you can spend in them, because like there's a lot of cool things happening on the side, but I can't quite look at them.
For sure. Oh, and check out this hover bike here. That was one of the DLC pieces.
Ah.
That you got in that
Yeah, I remember
the
that.
Ultimate
Yeah.
pack. Yeah.
Nice.
All
He
right.
gets run over.
I'm trying to remember what all you got. I think you got the gun. You got her gun. You got
You
her
got the sniper
outfit.
gun, yeah, the outfit,
And then the jet
hover
bike. Yeah.
Let's see, was that the final mission? Yeah.
It's final mission.
So that's Biker Striker. That was, So there are a couple. There were going to be leaderboards and stuff.
Somebody's asking about the Kinect boxing game.
That's the Cooler.
It was called the Cooler.
I do have more info on that, but I am saving that for a later date.
Yeah.
All right.
I have played a fair amount
A
of
tease.
the Cooler.
I saw some videos of it in action, but
Yeah, there's like a pitch video for the Cooler. Okay, the statistics work. I hadn't actually checked these out because I tried to check out to see if like they
Except
were.
near miss is 0.
Yeah, it's not tracking anything, but like the
Yeah.
menu itself works at least. Because I was gonna check out achievements earlier today, and like it gets you the blue bar crash on the dev kit. So don't look at the
Don't do
look
the
at
chivos. Don't do the
Yeah,
chivos.
I mean, you can't
crash.
like unlock full game or anything. 'cause-
All right. So, should we move on to the next thing in our soiree?
Before we go to that thing, we have a couple videos to show off.
Yeah. All right. So let's cue those up while we're
Yeah,
going here.
here, we'll
So
cue
give
those
us
up.
give us.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to log in.
this is a surprise for me too, because I don't know what's coming
Yeah,
up.
you
next.
have no idea. Yeah.
I only knew about Money Shot.
You don't even know about the schedule.
So-
I
Yeah,
hope you guys
we-
liked seeing Money Shot. Like, I really did enjoy this game. Xavier was supposed to be here too, and
Yeah,
he was another guy internally who was a big fan of it.
Yeah. Yeah, we just have a couple miscellaneous videos related to Saints Row.
I can talk
3
about
here.
this one.
Yeah, so
There's sound on this one. This is like really loud, so maybe we should like play it full screen.
Yeah, I'm gonna lower this because I know for a fact this video is quite loud.
Okay, and then I will
switch
turn
to gig
off.
2, I guess.
Yeah. All right. So here we go.
Yep. All right, so this is for the crowd sounds you hear
Yeah.
during Murder Brawl.
I remember this. I think I'm probably here
Just
somewhere.
make sure we're not gonna blow their ears out.
Yeah.
Let me turn it up.
Okay. So cheers, more positive energy this time, okay? 1, 2, 3.
Some good enthusiasm.
2, 3.
So yeah, that's
Yeah,
literally
those are-
how we got the crowd sounds.
Yeah.
Like we just crammed
Yeah.
a bunch of people in a room, just like go at it.
Yeah. So when we're, yeah, they're just like everybody. Yeah, everybody's so young looking. So this is probably 2009, 2010.
Yeah. 10 or 11, yeah.
Yeah. And this is how we're like, hey, we need to get these crowd sounds for Murder Brawl, and then we have our audio guys directing everybody from the team.
Yeah.
Just like streamers like, okay, now just like go boo or something, right? Like, so yeah, that was pretty fun being in there because we were documenting. At the time, I was shooting a lot of video of random stuff happening around the office for Saints Row 3 because we thought we were going to put together kind of like a, here's how Saints Row 3 got
making
made.
of documentary
And then I got sucked into making assets and other marketing videos, so that never happened.
Okay.
But we have little clips like this. We actually have another clip too.
Yeah. The next clip, I believe, is actually, so here's the thing.
Oh, surprise!
This we've
You
said
gotta prep people for this.
I forgot I made this one next. Yeah, so there was.
I don't notice anything. What are you talking about?
I don't know. This looks perfectly natural.
Yeah.
These were the censored dongs that were originally going to be in the game before the
Saints
ESR for Saints Row 3 before the.
No, I can
No?
tell you. I can tell you what happened.
Okay.
I believe the ESRB was okay with it.
Really?
The problem was
the rating.
The problem was we couldn't make it accurately like cover up the area all the time. There were bugs where you could make it so that it would fly behind, like when you're flying fast or anything, because it was like an object attached to the player's body. So like you could see it like sometimes do havoc bug issues where like it wouldn't cover up. Yeah.
Yeah. So go into helicopter mode.
Yeah.
That's one of the. By the way, that's one of Testing's favorite things to do is find out how to get the main character naked.
Yeah.
Through various bugs throughout the game because you always have to fix those.
Yes.
Because they're ratings issues.
Oh right.
Yeah.
This is actually
so this was in 3.
This was in 3, though. If I recall
then we
correctly,
tried to fix it in 4.
We tried to fix it in 4, so we had this in 4. It was some people called it the windsock. So we had it in 4, and if you remember, when you'd glide around the city, you'd be hanging out flat, and then just underneath you'd have this thing, dangling.
So this reminds me, we actually showed a screenshot of this on a stream like 2 months ago or something like that. But yeah, there is. We have some people working on a Steam modding SDK for Saints Row 4.
Just to bring it back.
And yeah, they're working on bringing the dongs back.
Yeah.
To
so that should be pretty fun.
For when that releases. Get hype.
Get hype.
All right.
So what's next on the playlist?
Up next is.
So some people have seen this, but we should show this and we can play this without sound because we don't want any music on this.
Yeah.
So this was proof of concept 1. This was the very first art test that we did for Saints Row 3. Okay. It's running inside Saints Row 2's engine. In fact, like there's a bunch of Saints Row 2 menus and stuff that we don't show.
Right.
It has some free running mechanics. It had new shaders on the car. There were new player models. This was basically us being like, how good can we make this game look?
Right.
And so this video was created to show THQ to be like, okay, here's the progress of the game. I am here to tell you, though, that this video is highly faked in a lot of areas, that like a lot of these things aren't actually running.
Right.
And I don't know. Should we show them?
Well, we'll show them a little.
Should we show them?
We'll show them a little bit.
I mean, can we show it running?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we do have a version of the thing you are seeing here, although it is missing a couple of things.
It's even earlier. It's even earlier than this. Yeah.
So there's not much to show, but we'll show it off for a couple minutes. But yeah, I've seen people, fans talk about this video before, just documenting like some of the stuff that was missing, all that. Namely, like we'll even go back to it.
Yeah. Okay. Tell you what. While you're talking about that, let me switch over a couple things here because for us to pull this up, I need to switch it over to another kit.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've
While you're doing that, somebody asked about free running and why it was removed.
Yes.
I can tell you that there was 3 or 4 games in a row, and not just Saints Row games, where it always seemed at the beginning, we're like, we're going to get free running in on this one, and we get a system in, and we be playing around with it, and it would become obvious that it was going to be something that we couldn't make frustration free. You know, there'd always be these weird edge cases. When you run into them, it really interrupts the flow. And it's something that it's a feature we couldn't execute on up to our quality standards. So we always end up removing it. But then in the next game, we're like, this time we could do it. And have to learn the lesson all over again.
So yeah, maybe I actually didn't go back far enough. But yeah, there are a couple very, very, very short clips in here demonstrating how the parkour traversal stuff was supposed to work.
I remember. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like, what you're gonna see here, you're gonna look like, oh, it was good, but like it was so buggy. Like the player jumped around all over the place.
And
like
it ended up being really frustrating.
Yeah.
Especially in an open world game where all kinds of things can be happening, and you can end up in a traffic jam when you're having combat in the middle of the road.
Yeah. You should get it going right now, I guess.
All right.
Red Faction Armageddon had free running as well. And
really?
Working really well in a test level. Yeah, really well in a test level. But then again, the application, once it left a test level, was harder to execute on.
Right.
And as we covered in the Red Faction stream, Armageddon stream, the game went in a different direction where free running didn't really make sense.
Right.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start this up, and I'm going to let you guys watch this. This is Saints Row 3's Proof of Concept 1 build. It dates back December 2009.
Okay.
That's the build date of this. It's the very first thing that we have.
Before we show the menu. We can't show the menu.
That's like 2 full years before the game came out.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a very small amount of content, but it does have a couple goofy things in it.
So first thing you'll probably notice is Dr. Harris giving his messages.
The same Dr. Harris things that were popping up yesterday in the really old
Saints Row 2 build.
Saints Row 2 build we were playing.
Oh, they're right here. Spoiler alert, when game developers make a game, they just like fork the last game at a certain point and then just start working on it.
Right.
So Saints Row 3 is really an improvement on Saints Row 2.
Yeah, so if you see, we kind of the 3's kind of duct taped on the old logo there.
So if I actually go in here, like this menu thing is like really broken because we changed the font to Saints Row 3's font.
Yeah.
And if I do touch anything in this menu, like a lot of bad stuff will happen. This looks like a hack. This looks like this is bullshit. But no, this is really like what we did. We're just like, just put a 3 on it.
I can tell you that with Saints Row 1, when they were doing the proof of concept for that, you don't have assets to work off of, right? When you're trying to prove people that we have this idea for a game.
Right.
And you need to get approval. So they used Punisher assets in a 1-block radius. And they set up like a really simple mission. And that's how they put the proof of concept together.
All right. So first of all, we have this guy. That video we just showed you
only had the woman because she looked nicer than the guy did.
Yeah, they had the woman. Well, there was the other default male was he in that one or is he in the other video?
He's not in the video. He's not in the video at all.
Yeah. So this was the other guy that was recorded for clips that were not used in that video we just showed you. This dude. What was the reasoning he was cut? I think you told me, but I can't remember the exact wording.
He was too anime looking.
He was too anime looking.
Let me see if I can zoom in without crashing this.
Oh, turn the cars off first.
I did.
Oh, you did? Okay. Oh, right. Those are just those aren't real cars. That's a pretty sweet iPod he's got there.
The FOV commands don't even work. It's so early.
Yeah. So as you saw, the character creator popped up, and it's Saints Row 2 menus and all that. Oh my God, all these commands. So I mean, you might be seeing this part of this.
They don't even work. They don't even work.
I feel like we need to just be grateful this runs at all, because
So I spent like the last 2 days trying to get this up and running.
Yeah, which we just want to know, did we still have a build left that had like the parkour and stuff, or like anything really, really old left? This is the thing we found.
Unfortunately, there's no animations that work in this. This is even before what that video was taken. And honestly, when I remember that video being taken, there were lots of custom builds and hacks being put in. It's like, this guy's going to copy some files to your kit. Now the car has textures.
This dude has so many pockets on him. Look at all these pockets!
And the frame rate in this is terrible. So you'll notice everybody's not moving at all. None of these cars are moving.
Yeah,
I'll go ahead and just let you know, this was an art test. And so when we do an art test, it's just, what does this look like when we have this level of density?
Yeah.
And so what we were trying to do is to say, what happens if we narrow the roads? What happens if we up the density of the peds? What happens if we put all these stuff on the buildings around? And we couldn't, we put it all together and we're just like, okay, well, first of all, this is going to be a nightmare to ship at an appropriate frame rate because you can see what it's running like right now.
Yes.
Second thing, too, was when you're driving down these roads in cars, it's not actually fun when you can't drive in the middle. Like, the part of the makes Saints...
Yeah.
What makes Saints Row driving so fun is the fact that when you go down the middle of the roads, just between the cars and the lanes, and you have those near misses, that's fun. When you have a traffic jam, being in traffic's not fun. I don't know how many of you guys are in LA, but being in traffic's not fun. And I just actually crashed the build. I just crashed it.
All right, I'll switch you over to the other.
Get those videos loaded up because we were gonna do that while we do that. So, do you want to just show the difference between 2 and 3? You want to just show that video?
Yeah,
Sure.
we can talk about this video too.
Yeah. So while I'm rebooting the kit, we actually made this video. I made this video for showing off to THQ. Look, we made a huge jump in graphic fidelity from Saints Row 2 to 3. I think this video is online somewhere.
Okay. Yeah, this is so. That previous video too, I know is online. Who got that video? Like,
I think we just talked about it during a GDC conference.
Okay.
But yeah, we're just like, look at what cars look like, and look at what they look like now.
Yeah.
So this build is actually pre-E3. So this build is even further along than what we showed.
Right.
But I'll go ahead and I'll get that build up and running again. Because there are some other cool things in there that I can show off. I'll just take this time out just to give a little spiel of the importance and necessity of game preservation.
Yeah.
Like, really, we would love to show you the POC build with the free running and everything. But because
we tried for a while to find it. This is the closest we could get.
The problem is that we would need to pull some programmers off of the current game right now to essentially fix things. Because, like, as time goes on, you have to rebuild these things. Yeah. And your tools and windows and things change. You don't have the computer that you had, 6-7 years ago.
Yeah.
And so because of that, you have to make some fixes and update some things. And so, preserving builds, having them on a disk, having them ready to go, having the hardware ready so that when you do want to pull these things out, 7 years later, you can.
Yeah. Oh, it's like the builds back up.
And unfortunately, well, I'll just let the level load while that's going.
Oh, okay.
And unfortunately, right now, what we were able to pull in 2 days is this build, which is close. I mean, the art's there, but the free running section just unfortunately doesn't run.
Yeah. So, and the other thing too is, like, even when there was free running in that super old build, like you said, you had to edit around the fact that free running it was real buggy.
I think I just crashed it. I just crashed it.
Well, here, we have videos of this thing, too, that we can talk over.
Yeah, we can leave this guy up on here while you're getting it.
Yeah, we'll just talk over a couple of these. There's a ton of these, so, like...
Yeah.
We'll just skip through them real quick, just because,
And I can give some talking about it while you're doing it.
So a couple people have been comparing this art level to the city that we shipped with. And I'd like to reiterate some of the things that Alex said, which is when we're doing this investigation, we can push all kinds of limits. We can prop it out like crazy because we're just trying to run this really limited instance. Don't have to worry about other systems.
Yeah, there was no streaming. There's zero streaming, and it's literally a level that got loaded. Yeah. And this Xbox here has 4 gigs of RAM. It doesn't have 512
meg
RAM.
Has more hardware than a normal Xbox does. But yeah, the thing is, like, that level that you saw in that build for the small amount of time before it crashes, like, it's like a singular city block.
Yep.
That's all there is. Once you get outside of it, it's just like,
Yes, right. Yeah.
So,
it was basically like, how good can we make this game look?
Yeah. So,
with
like,
our engine, our tech, and tools.
Yeah. All these videos were just to show, like, what we may have been aiming for at the very beginning, or seeing what we could do. I say we, but I was not here at the time.
Yeah, a lot of it's
when you guys.
Yeah, proving out style. That's a big thing in games, and for us, the third was a change in style from where we had been.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I was talking about this yesterday because we were pointing out, for both Saints Row 1 and 2, we've been pointing out buildings from around the actual area where we're stationed that make it into our games. And this, was it that diner right there that is?
Yeah, that diner is downstairs. In fact, it'll go down there and you can see how crazy it is.
That diner is the diner downstairs from here. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and you might be saying like, oh, these are all super slow motion. That's because that's the speed the game ran at back
so
then.
I ran it in slow motion, so when we sped it up, we would have the appearance of proper frame rate because we ran no faster than 15 frames per second. So they're talking about RAM on the kit. Mm-hmm. I believe debug kits. I could be wrong, but they have 2 gigs of RAM for game and then 2 gigs of RAM for the debug unit, debug area. And we were doing stuff in the debug area.
This dude is so fucking anime.
Yeah, I know.
Like, look at his arm. That's so anime.
So that's actually one of the problems that we had while we were trying to get this build up and running, is we didn't even have the correct dev kit to play this on, because it only runs on very, very specific dev kits. Yeah. We actually brought out the newer ones that are like the touch buttons on the Xbox 360s. It won't run, and you run it into this older it's like a darker kit that has like this top on it, and it runs magically.
There's a cardboard cutout of that dude in the bodega too.
All right, so let's go ahead and pause that. Let's go back to the game here.
Yeah, let's just see if we can get a.
I'm gonna slew out just so you can
let's
show.
Just slew out. I think this is the other big thing to show.
Yeah, and we're getting questions in too. We're getting tons of questions.
Did Steelport originally have a different name? I can't remember. We had a working name. I don't remember.
I don't believe. I think it was always Steelport.
Yeah.
As far as I can remember, it was always Steelport.
Yeah, me too.
We have a question. Why aren't there day and night cycles in Saints Row 3?
Wet ground.
Wet ground.
Yeah, seriously, wet ground was the answer. So
this is how big the city is for this test thing.
That's all it is. It's alwaage loaded at all times. There's no streaming.
Yeah. And
so
like, you can see some distant cars. They're all untextured.
They're untextured. Yeah.
Blue, neon blue.
Bridgeport, somebody said Bridgeport. That's right. That was a name we were working with for a while.
Yeah.
So let me see if I can zoom into some of these.
Our fans know everything.
Yeah, there's Broken Shillelagh signs. I can actually go into the Broken Shillelagh. It does exist. It's really close to what we shipped in the final game.
Yeah.
But I'll go ahead and I'll fly around this city. And if you guys see something, you should throw it out. Yeah. So this says Bridgeport Station. Yeah. But I don't believe that we're going to call the city Bridgeport.
No, I think that was just the working name. Obviously, when you have to name stuff on the fly, so you can start developing it. We have all kinds of working names, and even you can probably say this, like on AOM right now with where we're at, where we got all kinds of working names, and we need to do final naming passes to make sure everything has its final release name ready.
So I'm trying to figure out where some of these things are because we were just walking around here. There is a.
Oh, actually, that's a good point there. Why didn't we name it Dong City? That would be.
Dong City is a real good thing. I mean.
Oh, take a look. I found the interior.
Oh, the actual interior.
Yeah, this is the interior here where that guy's walking through. So you notice that the lighting was way better on that. That video capture that I have, it's from like 2009, 2010. The video had specific builds for me to capture and that had lighting just for those areas. They would go and make another version of that level with the lighting because they didn't know how to change the lighting from inside to outside quite yet.
Huh.
So like this interior that we were flying around in, which looked a lot nicer, it's the same interior, same assets, it's just not lit the same.
Right.
And I'm trying not to fly into it too fast. I don't want to touch any buttons because every time I touch a button, it usually crashes.
It crashes when you touch a button.
Yeah.
This is so again, for internal exploration, this kind of stuff helps the team get on the same page as the direction we want to go, helps communicate with our publishing partners what we want to do. So like that's why it's really useful, but then it's great that we can show this stuff after the fact. You do not want to show this while it's in development. Because
except for right now, because it's fucking cool, man.
No, but totally. After a game comes out, you can show it and talk about it, but you don't want to put stuff out ahead of time that may misrepresent what your game will become.
Right.
We're so early here. We still don't know a lot of the elements of the game.
Yeah, because the worst thing is when you promise something and then you're like, shit, we have to change it. Yeah, like you just don't want to. You know,
Yeah.
like a lot of game developers get a lot of flack for doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, that door goes to nowhere.
Yeah. So that's this build. This is essentially what it is. Like, there's not much to it, but
I will show off the broken shillelagh.
Yeah,
because
show
it
that
does
real
ship
quick.
in the game basically the way that it looks. Let's see if I can find it.
And every single mission makes you go there.
Well, that was 4.
Did 4 do that?
Yeah, that was the joke in 4. It's like why are there always portals in the broken shillelagh?
Oh, that's right.
So yeah, here we go. I'll take a look at the exterior here. This is what the broken shillelagh was going to look like. It was in a building that looked like this. It didn't have the front seating area. And so let's go ahead and just take a walk inside. And it's unlit, but like this is basically what we shipped with the game.
yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
It's surprising like how we were able to hit that quality bar inside there.
It's interesting that sometimes there are things that get finished super early on that just like
Yep.
Yes.
good enough.
Yeah.
You know,
It's not,
like,
well, it's not even just good enough.
Not
This was
just
like,
good enough, it's like-
this was fucking fantastic compared to
Yeah.
where we were coming off of Saints Row 2. We were stoked when we saw this. You know,
yeah.
I'm trying to see if any things have like stuff that we had to remove because illegal. Like now,
I don't think we had like any bestiality jokes. Hit
there
on
was no
the-
bestiality jokes, but I'm saying like maybe they just like took pictures of like actual liquor bottles.
That's
Oh.
the.
Because that one actually like looks like
yeah.
Coors right there.
That is the thing we have to do every single project. People, when they don't have an asset they need, they'll put in a temp asset.
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll use things that are licensed because they find it funny or they like
Or
it.
it's just easy, right? Like it's just
Or
like
it's
I can
yeah.
just put the
and then
picture
we have
in
to
there.
go back and we have to be like, make sure you pull this out. We could get in big trouble if the game ships and it has this asset.
Yeah.
Are there any specific ones you remember?
Yeah, what was one? We actually had to do a patch on one of them because it. Oh, what did we have? It was in one of the cribs, I think, in Saints Row 2.
Yeah.
Maybe it was in 3.
The
But
text is covered up here.
Nice.
it might have had some old Punisher assets in it, but like we weren't licensed to use those for that game. So then,
Right.
Bridgeport Cleaners, yeah. I guess this city's name was Bridgeport. That does make sense.
That's right.
Huh.
Yeah, early on that was the working
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, the little red light district under the bridge in Saints Row 3, this is it right here.
Yeah.
Like it got blown way the fuck out in
Yeah.
the final game.
Mike Watson's telling us it was Punisher's screenshots in Kinsey's hideout.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that actually shipped in the game, and we had to patch
Whoops.
that because, yeah, we were contacted. It's just something that nobody really noticed. It was in there for so long.
Right.
And we shipped, and then we got contacted. We're like, wait, you're
Oh,
gonna
look
have
how
to pull
slow
that
this is
out.
running.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is Smiling Jack's diner. I think it changed later, but this is the
It did,
diner
yeah.
that shipped in Saints Row 3, and like this is us being like, yeah, we'll have about this level of density in the game, and we're just like,
Yeah.
I mean, like we shipped with these interiors, we just didn't have as many of these peds going around.
Right.
Did we might have done a callback to this in the Pleasantville level of
Yes, we
Saints Row
did.
4.
CodFan76
Okay.
is asking if I can go to the buildings in the distance. All right, let's take a look.
They're
they're kind of
Buildings.
they're buildings. They're just kind of like paper cutouts, you know.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
oh, there you
Yeah.
go. Like they're just floating in the air. Like so, like the edge of the city block here is here, and this was like our idea of like, okay, this is a streaming chunk. It wasn't this big.
yeah. I bet they're
Like we didn't even know what we were going to be capable of. We're just like, yeah, just fill it out, just make it as good as you can, and then the programmers will figure it out. And then
Yeah.
like the programmers go and it's like, okay, here's what you're actually going to be able to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're making games, it's really, when you're working on games, you need to do all kinds of cheats and whatever you can do, but you want the player experience to be, it's like the Wizard of Oz effect. You never want to destroy the illusion by pulling the curtain back, and when we slew into these buildings, you can see they're just completely empty inside, and then you see through the world. And
Yeah, but it's still like amazing the level of detail that the game
looking
engine
from
can
outside.
handle on the
Yeah.
Xbox 360. The problem was streaming, driving fast, having the fun gameplay,
Yeah.
having customization. There's no customization in this at all,
right, yeah,
which chews up a ton of memory. There's no
sure does.
there's no driving that's capable of this in this build. At least this one. There was builds
Yeah.
later that had driving, and I don't think you can swim and everything. I mean, like I can try to slide the character around.
I bet that's gonna.
So
yeah.
somebody asked about
We also have
the-
time of day still running in this too. The sun is still
Oh,
running.
yeah, yeah.
We locked time of day so we can have wet ground. There's no wet
Right.
ground.
Yeah.
There's no weather stages.
No,
it's
that can
literally
be
just
later,
like
yeah.
one
So what-
set area.
Here, we'll actually. Well, yeah. Let's try. Let's see what happens if you get in the water. I'm betting it'll just crash. Maybe. Or maybe the anime man's very is a flotation device.
He's
Or
buoyant.
you just fall through the world.
I bet you that's what happened.
Yeah, fall through the world probably.
It's probably,
Shit.
I don't know
Oh, he's buoyant.
Oh, there's collision on the water. All right.
All right, sure.
Yeah, look how pretty our water looked, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we can actually show it off, if we switch to the actual like final build of Saints Row 3 I've got up here.
Okay.
We can explain more of the issue with wet ground. If you what's the TOD thing?
Just weather set stage, and it's like 3 or something.
While you're pulling that up, somebody asked about a canceled Wii port of Saints Row 1. I don't remember that ever being a thing.
I don't think I've
I
ever heard
started just after Saints Row 1, but I don't remember that ever being a thing.
All right, yeah. So, wet ground. What makes it so difficult that you have to get rid of
Okay.
time of day?
So wet ground is difficult because look at this. Look straight at the ground.
Yep.
Okay. Do you see how it's reflecting the building without you looking at it?
Yep.
You are rendering the entire scene twice.
Right.
Every frame.
Uh-huh.
You are essentially doubling the amount that you have to render. That means memory, that means frame time, that means everything. So a lot of games are faking it right now by doing screen space reflections. And so when something's not on screen, like if you look back up at it, like you'd see it pop in. You can see this with a lot of Unreal 4 games.
Yeah, if you look at a lot of games, like if you look at the reflections like in the edge of the screen, they just kind of like stop a little bit before the edge.
They chop off.
They get chopped off.
Yep. So that's why wet ground is so hard. And so we have to lock time of day, otherwise we have to load these textures in and out.
Yeah.
And you have to simplify the graphics enough so that you can do these reflections, right? Like we're actually rendering these light reflections accurately when you're not looking at the buildings.
Right.
We can't do screen space.
Is this how it worked in the console versions too?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
We can't do screen space. You cannot do it because
goddamn,
buildings are super tall.
Yeah.
Like, right? Like the way that we've designed this game, it's just not, it's not appropriate for it.
Right.
They're telling you to answer your phone. Maybe it's my phone.
I will tell everyone. Oh, I'm grabbing a man. I didn't mean to do that. While I was setting this up, while we were in the previous earlier build, I was waiting for that fucking cell phone to go off so I could answer it. Because I know every other time when I don't have audio and I'm playing this, the DLC like cell phone's always ringing when you first start. And I never answer it. So I fucking answered the phone.
Yeah. But we don't have wet ground in that demo. It's literally one lock time a day. It was an art test. So going forward, you can tell your friends, no, it's wrong. The guys from Volition told me, one, that's the proof of concept demo to see if they could actually put the art into the game that they wanted.
Yeah.
Two, that demo was highly faked and ran at a low frame rate and ran on Xbox kits that had more memory than what customers had at home.
Yeah. 4 gigs in an Xbox.
I think it's double.
It's double.
It's double. So if it's got a gig, it's got also another gig in the development side. That's what that sidecar is, because it does other stuff. Okay. And we cheated by putting some stuff in there.
Gotcha.
In fact, you can run the regular build that doesn't cheat by doing it, and all the textures are missing.
Okay. Also, I just want to say real quick, after doing the previous 2 days of streams for 1 and 2, it's very nice to suddenly be able to drive with the triggers.
I know, and also have 60 frames per second too.
That's nice too. But every time granted, the build we were running for Saints Row 2 yesterday, the game generally runs better than what we showed yesterday because I needed a dev build that gave us access to the console. I couldn't find the really good ones. The one we had in the kit yesterday was running real crummy.
So here's the other funny thing too. You're driving around this city, and I get the same feeling of the art style that we did in the first one. Or in the POC.
Oh, in POC, okay.
Right? Like the art style did come through. And like that's the whole point of those things to be like, all right, here's the feeling we want to get for the art, and the artists spent a really long time making assets, learning how to make assets the way they should be made.
Well, yeah.
And then you go into production and it's like, okay, now we have to make a game.
To be able to see it rendering the way you want it to is such a big win, because if you have to translate sets of pictures that kind of say like something like this, or documentation that reads like, we want to move in this direction where it adds some gritty realism while still being stylized, that's almost impossible to execute, and each person will interpret it differently. But if you can art direct a very small scene, then get it to where you want it to be, everybody can look at that and be like, I get it, I can now deliver against that, because it's not one artist making the city, it's not even a few artists, it's a team of artists plus outsourcers that have to make all these assets look like they fit together.
So this is the final build of Saints Row 3.
Yes. This just has the console in it.
Do you have the other build of Saints Row 3 on here?
Which other build of Saints Row 3?
Which other build? Don't tease them. the other one I was saying that we could run that's a little earlier.
Oh,
on
no,
PC.
actually, I don't think I have that one. The
Should
E3 one?
Should I go grab that?
I mean, what time is it? 5:15?
We have a little bit of time.
I mean, the thing is, though, I feel like it's not...
It's not much different.
It's
than
not
what we
much
shipped.
different than what... So we have one other build that we were thinking of showing, but it's not...
Turn on ugly mode on the PC?
God, I don't know. It's not super different, though. You guys have seen...
yeah.
Oh, God. You guys have seen it before, though. We still have the E3 build we used to, like, show the first time this game was shown at E3. Was that the first time
It's
it
the
was shown?
video. It's the video online that you see where it's like, here's why Saints Row the Third is going to be so awesome.
Yeah.
And it's it was like the second or third video we put out. It was after the Nut Punch video.
Yeah.
Right,
And, you know,
right. Was that the open world one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where we kind of, yeah, okay.
There is a demo world though. Oh man, like the screen reflections
I really-
and stuff are really weird. And
Out of
yeah.
all the materials we released for the Saints Row games, I really felt that was one of the most successful ones as far as
Oh, yeah,
really
it was.
clearly demonstrating.
I
the gameplay.
remember...
I spent like 3 weeks capturing that thing. With,
I remember
some
when
people.
that video first came out, like, you know, I was still in fucking college when that video came out. So, oh God. So, like, I remember seeing that video, like, that was the first bit of media I think I ever saw for Saints Row 3, and that's, like, what
Yeah.
sold me on it, too. It was like, how long was that video? Like 10 minutes? 5
Yeah, it's
minutes?
like a 10-minute
Something like
video.
It's like
Yeah.
10 minutes, and I just remember, like, you show all this
crazy
really
shit that you
crazy
can get.
shit within 10 minutes, like with the... How did that video... Did the video end with shooting somebody out of the cannon?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
yes.
jump out of the Genki cannon.
Yeah, I remember just seeing all that stuff, thinking, like, how fucking nuts this game looked. I think that's what sold me on it.
Yeah, it's really hard to show off kind of open world and the different things you can do, and I think that's a time that we hit it pretty well. Some people have been asking about what it's like working with voice talent. Yeah, I don't think we're the right people in the room to comment on that. I know.
I mean,
David
I've
Cumberly is
been
another
there, but I never
producer.
worked with them directly. I mean, I
Never worked with them
recorded this
directly.
Yeah,
stuff.
you record them and stuff.
David
Yeah.
Cumberly is another one of the producers here, and he went down to, I believe it was the Burt Reynolds recording, because Burt Reynolds actually recorded where he lives in Florida, if I'm not mistaken. He's got some good stories from that. It might be cool to do like a voice recording stream sometime. The people who've worked with different voice talent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've, well, actually, I can't say that. Never mind. That'll be later.
Okay.
Should I pull up that E3 build while you keep playing that? Because it hasn't crashed yet. Because I can copy it over.
I mean, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, so here we go.
Somebody
you can
made the
slew-
comment that
There,
Steelport looks like a generic Detroit.
you're back in here.
And I'm from Detroit. I'd rather live in Steelport.
God. Okay, Anime Man.
You're slewing on the Xbox. So we're back to
Bear
the
with me.
POC 1 build here.
Yeah. So if I remember correctly, wasn't the City for 3 originally being modeled more after,
It's being modeled after Chicago.
Chicago.
I went to Chicago and I
Yes.
took a ton of reference photos with the art team.
okay.
And we were there for like 4 or 5 days. No, we were there for like a day or
It's
something.
pretty-
I don't know.
okay.
We were there for a while.
Yeah.
Like here's night, it's working, but it's
Yeah.
not lit right. It looks all wrong and messed up.
Yeah.
Oh no, the buildings are lighting up. So
I mean,
yeah.
the buildings are lighting up. I mean,
So they were intending it to happen, but we never showed it that way because it wasn't designed artist-wise. Some artist is rolling over in his grave right now.
probably.
Like, why
I'm
are
so
you doing
sorry.
this?
I'm so sorry. Whichever artist is seeing this is going, no.
So somebody in chat was saying, why are there so many builds, Alex builds for Saints Row? Because I did all the capture for like, almost 7 years here. Like it's like, you want that captured? You gotta come to me. I'll copy this build over right now. It won't take that long.
Man, like everything has Bridgeport written on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are fighting. I think we have like Team Bridgeport and Team Stillwater now. Or Team Steelport.
Yeah, another Bridgeport. Every sign has Bridgeport written on it.
Yeah.
Huh.
Community thrift. Did the peds disappear? Or are you just in a different place?
I think I'm just in a different place. I think the pets are still around.
We don't
maybe
do. Somebody asked about mocap. We don't usually do mocap in house. We outsource most of it, but we do have a suit here. So
Really?
if we need to throw it on and capture stuff on the fly. Usually pretty simple.
They just open up the conference room. for
Okay,
this
it's just a
number.
conference room. I was about to ask
Yeah.
where we would do mocap.
It's for quick and dirty animations. Either
Right.
to
It's not for, like,
prototype,
cinematics or anything.
No,
right.
definitely
I mean,
not.
is that ever just done like, oh, we need an extra animation for this situation, like in gameplay?
So if I'm not mistaken, shoot, what mission is it where you're doing the strip in?
The what?
I'm trying to doing the strip in.
Oh God.
I'm trying to remember. Oh, so the mission where you're doing the strip, you go to the strip club and you have to strip on the pole and like
Right. Yes.
win over the audience. That was one of the animators here, Zach Lowry, if I'm not mistaken.
That was him doing the dance?
Sexy
Oh my
move.
gosh.
That was
What?
recorded. Yeah.
Holy shit.
I was working one night. And
Answer the phone, Chip.
Answer the phone. Yeah, I was working one night and I see him walk by in a skin tight black suit. I'm like, that
That's
guy's off to
happening.
have some
Well,
fun.
that's happening.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. All right, got this other
The
build
Ben
going
King
on.
loyalty mission. That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's up.
All right.
All right, so I'm going to switch to this
Yep.
build here. So this build right here is what we showed off for that video plus for E3. So this is around the same time. This is, quote, our E3 build. Do you have the controller on?
This one.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, a couple differences in this one is time of day is locked, right? Like now we started locking time of day. We just finally made that decision. 2, the only part of the city that's finished is the block that we drive around in.
Yeah.
It looks like everything else is finished, but it's not.
And if I remember correctly, the video just started out just doing this
Yeah,
shit, right?
like I was just punching a
Yeah.
couple people, and then we cross the street, go to the left. We don't have to do the whole demo.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see how much of it I could remember.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember.
But even still, like a lot of the visual fidelity and stuff, we got that in the game.
Yeah.
This shipped in the game. Like when we were done with this area, like fuck, we're not making another demo area. It's like no, this is shipping in the game. We got
Yeah.
this. So yeah, you can get in cars, drive it. The Genki Mobile's over there. It
Oh,
always
right.
plays
It's
the
right-
classic song.
Where is it at?
To the right.
To the right.
Just awesome mode. And the Johnny Gatmobile is always there too. Like those are actually coded to hard
Right.
spawn on this
Right.
one.
Yeah, because I mean, like when you're doing demos for showing off your game and stuff, when it's an open world thing, a lot of the time
Yeah,
To make-
well, I mean,
to
like,
make stuff
because it's like,
happen,
hey, we're
like-
gonna make sure that we're gonna show this cool
Yeah.
thing.
you have
'cause
to
he's got
custom
the,
place to make it
He's got the
work.
flame on the front.
Yeah.
The head bobbles.
What button was it? Whoa.
Whoops.
Cruise control.
Yeah, cruise control, man.
Wait, was there cruise control in 3 still?
Yeah.
I thought so. Yeah.
God, I don't remember that at all.
Okay, maybe not. I don't know. Cruise control was in 2.
Yeah. Maybe it didn't.
Here,
ship with
go ahead,
3.
bounce out.
Yep.
Do you have, what weapons do you have on you? Yeah, so the satchel charges, you have the Reaper drone.
Yep.
Yeah, by the way, that was never a weapon that you could use, right?
We used this in.
It was a
one
mission
of the
specific, but it was
first
never open world,
missions.
was it?
I think so. I think you could get the briefcase
Ah,
and
damn
fire
it.
him
Whoa.
down. But now I'm not
You have to exit the
entirely
satellite now.
sure.
Can you not exit the satellite?
No. Oh, wait.
I mean, you can exit
This is
missiles.
our Call of Duty nod.
Oh, I'm just shooting infinite missiles now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're saying you can
Yeah,
use it
you're
in
in
open
for the
world.
mission. Yeah.
Okay.
that's-
Yeah, yeah.
Abandon the missile.
It just spawns a new missile.
Okay, Jesus. All right. Did we soft lock this?
Possibly, unless you can slew me and drop me.
I'm trying. No.
Fuck!
Let's just go and restart this really quickly.
Okay.
Actually, I think if you just hit start and quit.
This is what happens when I hit start.
Okay, cool. That's all we have. All right. Let's just quit this. They can see what's in here.
Yeah, it's just Saints Row file, surprise.
Saints Row, surprise. So, I can actually show a couple interesting things in here.
Okay.
that are different from what we did. So like, it'll go full screen when you start the game.
Okay.
It has my magic script in there for 1080p capture.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, let's go ahead. If you slew, and here, I'll show you.
Also, people saying B is exit for the missile. I know, I was pressing that, and it doesn't let you exit. It was not letting me exit the missile.
Bugs, go figure. I believe we can still walk in here, because this was also part of the demo as well. And I don't know if this has changed much at all, but we'll see. Angel's Casino.
It looks basically the same.
I believe a couple changes did happen in here, though. I don't remember if those lights were there or not. I remember capturing a hell of a lot in here before, but then never coming back in here again. I don't think there were Shadowcaster lights either.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a mission inside of here that, unfortunately, the mission spawn points aren't there, but there was a mission that we had specifically just for E3.
Yeah.
That was like, come in here, kill a bunch of brutes.
Right. Was that ever shown like on footage anywhere, or is it just like behind doors playing or something?
We actually had a build of this with the female player that we showed in POC 1 running around in this part of the city. Yeah, and you can see like some of the areas from that artwork, Steelport Laundry and stuff. Yeah. It was just what fits into the game, and like how much are you actually going to run around, and how much are you going to actually drive at 90 miles an hour in the city while you're running over people. Let me see if I can drop the... Yeah, I can drop the VTOL in this game.
Yeah. Because, I mean, that was shown in the demo, or in the video.
I believe it flies a lot differently, too. It has pro controls on it. I think we shipped the game with, like, having pro and non-pro flight controls.
Okay.
But, like, there were no non-pro controls.
Okay.
These vehicles are so much fun.
Yeah. So you can already see, like, some broken textures and stuff over there.
Yeah, like it's...
I can't remember what the switch.
So one of the things with showing off the open world content isn't that you can't find the content and record it properly, but in a video demo you want to create that feeling that as a player you can just choose what you're going to do next.
Right.
And there's all these crazy options at your command. And that's what I think that this video really successfully captured.
There's your crib right there.
Yep, that's my crib.
Crib in Saints Row 3.
Need to be all neon. Is there collision out here? Okay, there is.
So this purple and teal texture is just letting you know, like, hey Bozo, there's a texture missing.
Yeah.
It was so we could easily see it, so we wouldn't ship a game with broken textures. I wonder if I can actually go up here if this works.
I mean, it looks like it's taking us somewhere.
I don't know. This wasn't in the demo, right?
No, this was not in the demo.
Hey.
Some of this is in here, but it is definitely not functioning correctly.
So that statue's just very shiny.
Yeah, so like a lot of these areas that we were working on, they weren't ready to show yet. And so we would block off the areas of the city and just be like, oh, here you go. Oh, I think it's that LUT system I was talking about. It didn't work there because of all the windows.
Yeah.
The lookup table, that's what a LUT is. It's a lookup table. It just changes the colors of stuff when you go in and out of places.
Somebody asked a while ago, I don't know if you guys covered this in some other stream, but they were talking about Naked Shandi. We had some of those posters up. And the backstory there is we didn't just say like we want Shandi to be naked and create this poster to put up there. There's, I believe it was Playboy used to do these series once a year with video game characters, and I think that was largely coordinated from the publisher and Playboy themselves. So the asset was made for that and put in that magazine, and then we just reused it.
What is Bahamut? What is that?
They're telling me to drop. They're telling me to drop characters, and they're like, drop skin balls. Like, oh yeah, we should see what's in there.
Let's see what happens.
What is Bahamut?
Oh, is it yeah. Wait, is this different from?
Wait, what is this in here for? I think we just created a time paradox snake. What is this?
What is this? I don't know this.
Matt's avatar, remember?
But Matt was... Oh!
Yeah.
I keep thinking he's like, oh, but Matt was in 4. He wasn't in 3.
No, yeah,
It's like,
that was
he's
in 3.
Okay, yeah,
That's
he's
right.
that's Matt.
Never mind.
That's right.
All right.
It just has a Final Fantasy.
Shit,
name.
I was just like, okay.
I forgot about that.
Well, we should probably
Okay.
not say that out loud.
Next. Yeah.
I bet Skin Balls.
I mean, Skin Balls must be in here, right?
Yeah, Distant Human's in here. Skin Ball's gonna be in here.
Boop, there's Disney
Hey, what's
Human.
up, buddy?
Our good buddy, pal.
Oh yeah, our takedowns had all the time.
Yeah.
That's how we say hello here.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Disney Human.
Trying to remember if any of these guys are any different. If anything, they're just not as good versions of what we shipped, or they're
Right.
going to be untextured or something.
Yeah. Oh, and I guess I should mention before we wrap this up.
Yeah, that poster.
Yeah, if you missed from the beginning of the stream and you missed out on our previous 2 streams, right below our Twitch stream is a link to a survey. If you fill that out with basically just your email, if I remember correctly, you'll be put in the running to win one of the things we're giving away. Today, the thing we're showing off that we're giving away is this Saints Row the Third poster. And we'll have stuff that we'll be showing off Thursday and Friday as well. I can basically fit that in. Just cover myself up. Oh, God.
Oh, Skin Balls just got wrecked by.
Oh, Skin Balls.
I know.
Crush you!
He's like really angry, but like nothing's happening.
His life is not a
Yeah, this water is not finished.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Everything out here is not finished.
Rip in peace, Skin
Um,
Balls.
You die!
But yeah, like the whole downtown area, we used to shoot down this downtown area all the time. I would always go to like this building right here.
Yeah.
So I could look down the downtown, and like it's just not there. Like downtown
Yeah.
got like really filled out with all those signs.
That was one of the best looking areas in Steelport.
Well, honestly, the casino area was really good too because we put a lot of time into making
That's right,
that like
casino
good for
area,
E3.
Yeah.
But like all this stuff here is just like not really textured that well. Whatever. Some of these areas like gray box.
Oh, God, the cell phone's back. Press
Yeah.
Y.
I can't-
Oh, you're in slew mode. You
I
can't answer the phone.
Hold on, let me see if I can.
Too late, it's gone. Failing
Entering restricted zone. So like some of these things were tied in, they were functional, but like
to answer the phone is a great shame. I've felt it multiple times.
Steelport guy over here. What was his? He's got a name. He's like still in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're still cursing you for me not answering the phone, even though I have the controller.
I know. I'm still responsible.
Did we have him with his leg broken like that?
I believe so, yeah.
The damage, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was fucked up.
It's like you can go in there. See that leg? You can go in there. See that chest piece?
It's true.
You can go in there. There's just
Good
nothing in
mega
there.
rack. Yeah. Man, you guys are great. You know all of this off the
It's
top
Joe
of your
Magarac.
head. Yeah.
But yeah, that's...
Let me load up a mission because
Okay.
there are some funny like cutscenes in here. They're animatics.
Oh, they're just animatics.
They're just
still.
animatics that play.
Oh, you have to go to the start.
That's okay. We have the warp in here.
Oh, right.
Well, sort of.
Yeah.
It's the dildo shrine. in
The
this
problem
build.
is it's only designed for
Probably not.
720p, and I'm running at 1080p right now.
So that's...
So
yeah.
like, there's a lot of stuff that was like Xbox specific still, like because we were in the middle of basically making this on PC.
Right.
I think somebody asked like, hey, what platform do you usually develop on? And it depends per project.
It does depend per project.
I mean,
yeah.
at first we were an Xbox studio.
I'd say the previous generation Xbox 360 was the lead SKU, and
Yeah.
then we'd port to other ones. By the end of it, we were kind of developing them all at the same time, bringing them up. But Saints Row 1 only came out on Xbox 360.
Oh, good. This mission's like not even working correctly. It's like, get in the
Nice.
car. You're abandoning a follower. I think this spawned us over here somewhere else later
Oh, yeah.
for this mission. Whoops, I failed the mission.
Well, Pierce died. Somehow. Sorry, Pierce.
Let's
Oh,
try
God,
the
that guy is
later mission.
freaking out. But yeah, Rob, do you have any other stories from working on this?
Man, I kind of with Saints Row the Third, I saw a lot of the stuff I was on Red Faction Armageddon.
Right, that's right.
So
yes.
as a lot of the these assets, and I remember the trailers coming out. I remember the internal videos, and we get to see those as a company. You get to see the progress of what the other project was doing. So that was really cool to see. And then I joined Saints Row 3 for the last handful of months. And really focused on it.
Yeah.
They're laughing right now at these cutscenes. So I did all of these animatics. I edited them together. We'd have artists that would make the drawings, and then I would work with the writers and the designers on the game to make sure it's like, hey, is this fitting the mood? Is this what we want? Is this the timing we had?
So somebody was asking why didn't this remain, and actually, so this is how we develop cinematics. So we release storyboards.
Yeah.
And when we released the Enter the Dominatrix DLC for Saints Row 4, part of the shtick of that was here's something that was in development, but we never finished it, right?
Yeah.
So we did animatics for some of those cinematics to kind of like
just to give it the look.
A joke, that's what we did.
I don't know.
Some of the cut weapons
Also,
for Saints Row 3.
I don't know if there were cut weapons. Were there?
we have a request to drop Evil Gat.
I can do that.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, script
Mission
error.
canceled due to script error.
All right, let me see what this evil cat is.
Some of the cut weapons. So I don't know if there were many weapons that we got into development that ended up getting cut. I'll try to think of some, but there's a lot that just get thrown out in meetings. Like, what if we did this kind of weapon? What if we did this kind of weapon? And
He's regular Gat, but inside he's evil. You wouldn't even know.
I was thinking maybe you would drop a Gat that's like hostile towards you
Yeah,
or
why does he
something.
Evil Gat?
Well, let's start shooting guns.
Oh, it's just he's called Evil Gat. That's his debug name.
Yeah. And he's still friendly towards you, though.
You know what? I bet this was because in one of the missions, you fight Gat, right? You're going back through the memory of.
That's 4.
That's 4.
That's a 4.
Yeah.
Why would he be in this? Evil Gat. Not sure.
Maybe there was a subplot. I mean, the writing changed in
Yeah.
3 quite a few times.
It's true. I don't remember him coming back in 3.
No. So
Actually, I think like even internally we kind of left it open. Is he gone? Is he not?
yeah.
There was never. I don't think he was ever meant to come back, but yeah. Yeah, sorry, they're just like they're getting upset. They're like, oh, I guess he was gonna be something good.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna be, you know,
There's
like
no crazy
like,
Carlos.
It's gonna be like Akuma or something, you know.
Yeah, Akuma comes out.
it's Akuma Gat.
That would be pretty cool though if there wasn't a Akuma Gat. Grenades, jeez.
All right. Well, with that build, I think we should probably start wrapping this up. But
So, yeah, that was Saints Row 3, kind of like a journey through the development.
Saints Row 3 and Money Shot.
Yeah. I mean, it's all tied together, right? Saints Row the Third's development is kind of crazy because, like, we did all this stuff. We, like, finally got out of just like, okay, now we're not just working on one game, we're working on this whole universe.
Yeah.
Maybe not necessarily us as Volition, but, you know, old THQ as our owner.
Old THQ was certainly expanding it to
yeah, and it was
go beyond just the stuff we made as well.
And it was crazy, too, like, because, I mean, when I worked on Saints Row 2, it's like, okay, I'm working on this game, and now Saints Row 3, it's like, shit, I'm working on a franchise. And it's like, it's two different levels that you're playing at.
Yeah.
Why was there no fuzz? I'll tell you what, I asked that question too. I loved fuzz. I loved fuzz. Your shirt is pretty boss.
Thank you.
The Genki shirt.
People compliment me in my socks sometimes.
I know.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Don't get me started on socks, boy.
I'll tell you my theory on these Genki shirts.
All right.
That we got these at the studio. They were they had people wearing these that were out talking about the game, and then we saw from the studio we're like, oh man, we love some of those Genki shirts, and eventually we got a box of them. But I'm pretty sure that they sent us ones that didn't print right.
Oh no!
Because if you look on the back, it's if you could turn around.
Hold on. What's fucked up with my back here?
This is the logo is printed on the upper shoulder. So I'm pretty sure
you're
that
right.
it was a misprint.
It's not centered on the shirt at all.
And then they sent us a couple boxes of the misprint.
That's
and they're like,
cool though. No, like having it on the shoulder. That's
Yeah, the Agent of Mayhem shirt. We can actually, we just had shirts made recently because we can actually talk about the game and wear these out in public. And I will tell you that I wore this to dinner a week and a half ago, and I got an ahoy motherfucker at dinner. It was so great.
Nice. All right. Well, that was Saints Row 3. Tomorrow we'll be doing a little bit of Saints Row 4. Might have a guest or something.
A little bit of Saints Row 4. A lot of bit of Saints Row 4.
A lot of bit of Saints Row 4.
All right, so this is the time when I started realizing that I had disk space to save a lot of these builds.
Right. Saints Row 4 is the one where we got like a lot of random shit saved.
Yeah. And even 3, we had a lot of stuff saved too.
3 pretty good, but 4 is where we have a lot of stuff. So, because I mean, it's also just really recent still.
And like I was being really cautious of like I need to save all this stuff because what was happening is it would go on a tape backup archive somewhere.
Yeah.
And then it's like, hey, can I get to that thing? And then it's just like, well, you will need to pull 5 or 6 people's time, and we're always in the middle of developing a game.
Yeah.
And it's like those people are really critical to making the game get done on time.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like I started coming up with like my own backup system to basically store these things. And so that's why we have a lot of these things here, because I was like, you know what? In a couple of years, I think people are going to want to see this.
Probably, yeah. I mean, I'm saving all like some of the major builds for like AOM and stuff too, just because like this shit's cool. I'm gonna come back to it at some point. Eventually. I don't know when. Forever.
Forever. I think 10 years is a good time to like explore old stuff, because at that point it's like, showing it. I mean, we're doing a little early with some of the Saints Row games now, especially with like 3 and 4, and then when we get to GAT, we'll be like, whoa, that was just like a year.
It was also like a generation ago though, so it makes it feel like there's a little bit more of a gap there.
There's some really good stories with 4. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then also some of it's a bit fresher in the mind than having to reach back like a decade.
But we're Volition, and we're, if you didn't know, doing a full week Monday through Friday this week, celebrating 10th anniversary of Saints Row, taking a look at every Saints Row game we got, including the canceled ones like Money Shot. Oh man, it's gonna be so much more quiet now. I was so used to that kit being on. Yeah. It was like, God, it's
now
like
put 30 of those in a room. Have them all running simultaneously.
It's like if you're mining bitcoins in your basement and everything's catching on fire.
Yeah.
We'll be streaming tomorrow and Friday as well, the same time as usual. If you just started watching our streams for this anniversary thing, we generally stream once a week on Thursday. That's at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific, and 22 BST. I'm Josh Stinson. I've gotten really good at saying that without like fucking up. I'm Josh Stinson. I'm the associate video editor / stream czar.
I'm Alexander Mejia, a video producer and Saints Coin miner.
Saints Coin.
And Rob Gable, associate producer. This was fun. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
And we also had our community developer, Mike Watson, moderating the chat. We will be back tomorrow. And don't forget to fill out that survey so you can get that poster or win like the lava lamp or something. We got 2 more things we're giving away to show off the rest of this week. So, come back tomorrow. We'll do some Saints Row 4 stuff.
Yep.
See ya.
See you guys.
Bye, guys.